so you've said, all through your career, you wanted women's wrestling to get to the point that it is now. So,
Yeah.
today you've got everyone from Tony Storm and Julia Hart in AEW and everyone, Charlotte Flair and blah, 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 everyone. What year do you think it got to that point that you were happy with the state of women's wrestling? And I've got a follow-up question after that I'll ask you. But what
Okay.
year or maybe what storyline or what kicked it off to the point where you thought we finally made it in North America?
I will probably say when I really noticed was probably because, I mean, in all actuality and reality, WWE is the company, right? It's been around the longest. It is the biggest, most successful wrestling company we've had. So when they main evented the girls at WrestleMania, that was kind of okay, you know what? It's happened now. Like they main evented the biggest wrestling show that exists. So, and now it's like a normal thing now. That is what makes me happy. Like that's not even a surprise. And people are happy to hear it now, but it's not a surprising thing anymore. People are kind of expecting it out of certain matches now, which is nice to see. Yeah.
And the second part is, and I hate to say it, I'm really ambivalent about Ronda Rousey because I was a huge Ronda Rousey fan in UFC and when she first got to WWE. And then she had the second run and she put people off, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
But what do you think of Ronda Rousey as much as you've watched it, and was she good for wrestling as a whole?
I love what she did for women's wrestling. Like see, even when the Diva search happened, when it first came in, and I got fired because of the girls that came in. I literally got fired, me, Nydia, and Jazz, and they brought in Christy Hemme, Joy, and Christy Hemme is my best friend to this day. Okay. So I never once blamed the girls for that opportunity. Who's not going to take that opportunity, right? And to this day, Christy Hemme is one of the most passionate people I know about women's wrestling. So Ronda, I never felt any ill will towards her being given this opportunity. She brought so many mainstream eyes to women's wrestling and wrestling in general. And to be honest, I love her, how vocal she is. Like I used to be so vocal and now I'm kind of in a different position. I'm not a talent anymore. So I've learned to, and I've grown up a lot, right? So you kind of weigh your options of what you say. And I'm a little envious of how vocal she can be because that's truly my nature. Um, I love how strong of a woman she is. The things that turned her off, or people were turned off by, I mean, what were those things? Because even when I'm thinking now, what are those things that turned people off? That she was vocal? I don't know.
I think she may have mocked wrestling fans, or I think she took booing to heart. So when some wrestling fans would boo, I think she took that to heart a bit too much, and people picked up on that.
Okay. In that case, like I wasn't aware of that, right? So I could see that coming from MMA to come to pro wrestling. And some people do the transition quite nicely, like a Kurt Angle, he is like the perfect, to me, probably one of the greatest of all time. Not probably, he is one of the greatest of all time. I can understand. I'm very 50-50 on that because I can understand why she took it to heart. But then, yeah, she's got to understand the business. But she honestly didn't really even have a lot of time. She was thrown into this huge company to the top of the pile. And so you're going to learn as quickly as possible. But in all actuality, a lot of the things about our business take time to learn and for you to understand.